Hello, and welcome to Fairfax County Public Schools Good Housekeeping and Pollution Prevention Training. Please turn your volume up because there is an audio track that accompanies this presentation. Fairfax County Public Schools students and staff participate in the Get to Green program. The Get to Green program vision statement. Fairfax County Public Schools will build our sustainable global future and foster a green culture by successfully engaging in best practices around environmental stewardship and teaching and learning for pre-K through 12. First, I want to go over the course introduction. Welcome. This training covers good housekeeping and pollution prevention measures for Fairfax County Public Schools. The training will cover measures included in the following standard operating procedures: equipment maintenance and washing, landscaping and grounds maintenance, and outdoor material storage. Why is this training required? Fairfax County Public Schools is regulated under a state-issued permit that controls all stormwater discharges from municipal separate storm sewer systems. The permit was issued by the State of Virginia Department of Environmental Quality. To comply with the permit, FCPS is required to periodically train applicable personnel on the pollution prevention SOPs. Sections of this training. This training will cover 1. Stormwater basics, 2. Equipment maintenance and washing, 3. Landscaping and grounds maintenance, and 4. Outdoor material storage. These standard operating procedures can be found on the Fairfax County Public Schools intranet on the Infrastructure and Environmental Engineering page at the following link. Please locate the documents, print them out, and review them. And now a short video about stormwater pollution.
Hi there, I'm Freddy. Welcome to my home. Sorry about all the mess. It may be raining up there, but down here, I'm dodging litter. Have you ever seen litter in the creek, river, or lake and wondered how it got there? I used to, and then I discovered that it gets carried here with the stormwater. What is stormwater, you ask? Stormwater is simply rainwater after it hits the ground. Easy enough. Okay, who knows what this is? That's a storm drain. What about this? Yep, another storm drain. You see, a storm drain's job is to keep the streets from flooding when it rains. But where does all that water go? Storm drains carry the water away from the streets and parking lots into the nearest creek, river, or lake, which is where I live. Now, these drains are different from the drains inside your home that carry wastewater from your sink, shower, and toilet. Those drains connect to pipes that go into the sewer system and to a huge cleaning facility where the water is cleaned and treated before it's released into the stream. But storm drains send water straight into the creek, river, or lake. That water doesn't get cleaned. These two drains are not the same. Only rain should go down the storm drain. Say that with me. Only rain down the storm drain. And that is one reason why it is so important not to litter. You see, when it rains, all the stormwater that runs off of rooftops, yards, parking lots, and roads picks up litter, dirt, oil from leaky cars, and other bad stuff that is laying on the ground. Then where does all that bad stuff go? The stormwater carries it right into the storm drain and right into my home, making it difficult for me and my friends to live. I don't want to swim in that, and I bet you wouldn't either. Yuck! But often, people litter or pollute our waters without even knowing it. Did you know that leaving grass clippings in the street after mowing the lawn can cause pollutants to go down the storm drain and into a stream? Leaving your pet's waste on the ground, or even just washing your car are other ways that cause pollutants to end up in our waters. It is up to everyone to do their part to help keep our waters clean. So what can you do? Should you put your garbage in the trash can or recycle bin?
Yeah!
Should you pick up after your dog?
Yeah!
Should leaves and grass clippings get picked up and not left in the street?
Yeah!
Help make sure only rain goes down the storm drain. Don't litter, and don't put leaves and grass clippings in the street or down the drain. Do pick up after your dog. Say it with me. Only rain down the storm drain.
Section 1. Stormwater Basics. Potential environmental impacts. Stormwater runoff is a natural process and an important aspect of the water cycle. In the natural course of events, after rain or another form of precipitation falls to the land surface, the following may occur: evaporation, infiltration, runoff. If you take a moment to look at the diagram, you will see that on the left side is an example of what happens with natural conditions, where there is less stream runoff because the trees absorb some of the precipitation. In the built-up type of situation, where you have houses and impervious area, there is an increase in runoff due to the buildings and impervious areas. This results in more water flowing in our streams and channels and can lead to erosion. Evaporation is the process by which water turns to vapor and is transported into the atmosphere. In hot, arid climates, evaporation rates tend to be high. Infiltration. Stormwater infiltrates the ground surface in natural landscapes. This can recharge aquifers, provide water for vegetation, or slowly be filtered and discharged into downstream surface water bodies. Runoff. When development leaves few natural surfaces, stormwater tends to run off the surface at a high rate. This runoff provides little time for natural cleaning by percolation and tends to carry pollutants from the surface to surface water bodies. Potential environmental impacts. As stormwater travels over impervious surfaces, it picks up a variety of pollutants including soil and sediment, petroleum products, de-icing materials, litter, fertilizers, pesticides, bacteria, detergents, metals, and many other materials. Potential environmental impacts. Stormwater runoff is considered by many to be one of the most significant sources of pollution of our nation's surface waters. The National Water Quality Inventory 2000 report to Congress reported that the leading source of water quality impairment on a nationwide basis was stormwater runoff from urban and agricultural land. Municipal Separate Storm Sewer System, also known as MS4. The 1987 amendments to the Clean Water Act regulates stormwater discharge from the Fairfax County Public Schools drainage system, or MS4. The Department of Environmental Quality administers the program in Virginia, and MS4 is a man-made method of channeling stormwater runoff, owned or operated by a public body, designed or used for collecting or conveying stormwater, is not a combined sewer, and is not part of a publicly owned treatment works. Fairfax County Public Schools operates under a General Virginia Pollutant Discharge Elimination System MS4 permit, which requires 6 minimum control measures: public education and outreach, public involvement and participation, illicit discharge detection and elimination, construction site runoff control, post-construction stormwater management, and pollution prevention, good housekeeping for municipal operations. You have now completed Section 1, Stormwater Basics. Now we will move on to Section 2, Equipment, Maintenance, and Washing. Section 2, Equipment, Maintenance, and Washing Standard Operating Procedures. What is the risk? Improper maintenance and washing procedures can discharge various pollutants to surface waters, including heavy metals, detergents, petroleum products, sediment, antifreeze, battery acids, and other automotive fluids. This can create conditions that are harmful to human and aquatic health, and also may constitute a violation of Fairfax County Public Schools MS4 permit. Vehicle maintenance procedures. Conduct maintenance activities inside to the extent possible. For vehicles awaiting maintenance, locate vehicles in a designated area away from storm drains. Provide drip pans under leak-prone vehicles, and periodically inspect the area for drips and leaks. In the photo you can see, if left unaddressed, leaking vehicles can cause a significant pollution threat. Proper liquid storage and handling. Fluids such as fuel, antifreeze, solvents, oil, hydraulic fluids, etc. should be stored in secondary containment structures and kept in tightly closed containers when not in use. Proper inventory should be maintained for chemicals maintained on site. Keep waste material in designated and properly labeled containers. From the pictures here, secondary containment structures will help prevent accidental spills and leaks. General considerations. Sweep maintenance areas periodically to prevent buildup of pollutants. Inspect equipment regularly for signs of drips, leaks. Provide trash receptacles with maintenance areas and routinely dispose of accumulated trash. Wash parts in approved locations. Avoid the use of solvents where possible. Properly dispose of liquid and solid waste material in accordance with applicable regulation and/or label requirements. Equipment washing procedures. Use only approved washes that either contain all wash water or discharge to the sanitary sewer. If an approved wash is not available, take equipment to a commercial wash facility with which Fairfax County Public Schools has an existing contract. Simple washing may be conducted on grassy areas provided no soaps or detergents are being used. Wash water will be able to soak into the ground and not run off. Salt, oil, fuel, or other harmful substances are not present and at risk of being washed from the equipment. Equipment wash operation and maintenance. Equipment wash facilities must be adequately plumbed in accordance with county requirements. Proper signage should be provided to clearly indicate where washing should be conducted. Signage must also be provided on all spigots to remind personnel where washing activities should be conducted. Accumulated sediment should be routinely removed from the wash area. All wash systems should be regularly maintained in accordance with manufacturer or industry standards. See the Equipment Maintenance and Washing Standard Operating Procedures for additional control measures. You have now completed Sections 1 and 2. Now we will cover Section 3, Landscaping and Grounds Maintenance. Section 3, Landscape and Grounds Maintenance Standard Operating Procedures. What is the risk? Improper use of pesticides, herbicides, and fertilizers can be introduced into rivers, streams, lakes, and other bodies of water in different ways, including leaching through the soil where they are applied, spilling or discharging directly into the water, being carried by pesticide-ridden stormwater runoff, and leaching into groundwater basins without a stream or river conduit. Landscaping material such as grass clippings and woody material that is not properly managed can make its way to surface water through a variety of ways, including illegal dumping into storm drain systems or directly into surface water, blowing clippings into street gutters, and a failure to properly clean up following maintenance activities. Impacts on bodies of water. Improper maintenance activities can create a harmful condition in the water body known as eutrophication. Fertilizer and organic material contamination of a water body results in increased nutrients in the ecosystem, which causes excess growth of plants and algae blooms that, in turn, reduce dissolved oxygen in the water. Reduced levels of dissolved oxygen in the water can result in the death of microorganisms and fish. Pesticide can often be toxic to aquatic life in fairly low doses. Vegetation management. Regularly manage vegetation to minimize the amount of debris produced at any one time. Remove and dispose of debris daily. Conduct mowing operations during dry periods. Inspect sidewalks, gutters, roadways, and other hard surface for clippings and other debris following maintenance operations, and remove material as necessary. Mulch grass clippings in place where possible. If clippings are collected, remove and dispose of them immediately following maintenance activities. Equipment management. Equipment should be inspected for leaks prior to each use, as well as before and after transport to a job site. When possible, fueling of handheld equipment should be done within secondary containment. Maintenance equipment should be cleaned following each use. Cleaning should be done in accordance with the Equipment Maintenance and Washing Standard Operating Procedure. Additional considerations. Pesticides and herbicides should only be applied by a licensed applicator. Integrated pest management techniques should be employed where appropriate. Irrigation should be done in a manner that minimizes runoff. See the Landscaping and Grounds Maintenance Standard Operating Procedures for additional control measures. Please take a moment to look at the diagram here on this slide. Now we have completed 3 sections of this training. Now we will cover Section 4, Outdoor Material Storage. Section 4, Outdoor Material Storage Standard Operating Procedures. What is the risk? If not adequately managed, outdoor material storage can contribute a variety of pollutants to the drainage system, including heavy metals from waste, soil, and debris stockpiles, sediment and nutrients from soil, sand, aggregate, and mulch stockpiles, petroleum products from asphalt storage, and salt from road salt storage. Basic material stockpile procedures. Provide a permanent cover to the extent practicable. When not feasible, cover with a waterproof material that can be secured when the pile is not being worked. When covering the entire pile is not feasible, perimeter controls should be provided at all times. Locate storage piles at least 25 feet from storm drain inlets or other drainage conveyances. Permanent storage areas should consist of a 3-sided structure to provide permanent containment. Salt must be stored on an impervious surface with adequate cover and perimeter control. Additional procedures. Material handling areas should be swept at the end of loading activities. Liquid material should be located within secondary containment. Containment structures should be inspected regularly. See the Outdoor Material Storage Standard Operating Procedures for additional control measures. Now we have covered all 4 topics of this training: stormwater basics, equipment maintenance and washing, landscaping and grounds maintenance, and outdoor material storage. Hello and welcome to Fairfax County Public Schools Municipal Separate Storm Sewer System MS4 General Permit Background and Overview Training on Polychlorinated Biphenyls, otherwise known as PCBs. Please be sure to have your volume on as there is an audio track along with this training. The Potomac River is contaminated with PCBs. PCBs are considered a legacy pollutant. Its manufacture was banned in 1979. Health risks include cancer and damage to the nervous system. Because it does not readily break down, it can still persist in the environment. PCB sources. Improperly discarded building caulk pre-1979. OSS has researched this issue, and to date, PCB-laden caulks have been found in buildings in the Northeast and Upper Midwest, and in joints in concrete water storage basins in the western U.S. Issue is related to exterior masonry joints and window caulking. FCPS has used glazing products different than the caulks in question containing PCBs. Improperly discarded fluorescent light ballasts manufactured prior to 1979 may contain PCBs. Electronic ballasts do not contain PCBs and is clearly labeled as an electronic ballast. Magnetic ballast is assumed to contain PCBs unless specifically labeled no PCBs. It is unlikely that FCPS facilities have PCB magnetic ballasts. A majority of the schools have been converted to electronic ballasts through the Noresco project or through CIP renovations. Here on the top we have pictured a pre-1979 PCB containing fluorescent light ballast. The lower picture is a typical non-PCB containing fluorescent light ballast. The ballast has a no PCBs marking on the top of the ballast and the text electronic ballast. Only magnetic fluorescent light ballasts contained PCBs. Here in this photo we can see one of the possible sources for PCBs. It is a leaking ballast. In the red circles shows where the ballast is leaking. PCB sources. Improperly discarded or accidentally damaged transformers. FCPS has confirmed with Novak and Dominion Power that no transformers on FCPS property or on nearby poles contain PCBs. Other electronic equipment containing substances under the trade names Arcola, Pyranol, Inertine, and Noflamol. Report potential PCB sources and illicit discharges immediately. If a leaking ballast or transformer is encountered, report the issue to the Office of Safety and Security immediately at phone number 571-423-2010. After hours for assistance, please dial 571-423-2000. Leaking ballasts can pose an employee safety health issue and, if discarded improperly, impact the environment. Do not try to handle the material yourself. Thank you for taking this training.